Welcome everyone to the third and last session for the day. Thank you so much for coming and not coming. So earlier we talked about the collapse of awareness and the destruction of consciousness. And we're going to end it with the dissolution. The dissolution at the dead end. Third and last session for the day. Oops. The dissolution of belief, the belief system, which is really flimsy. All of this belief about attainment, the belief of something, the belief of becoming, the dissolution of the hope of something better than this, the dissolution of dreams, the dreams of awakening, the dreams of something that can be achieved. So what's being expressed here is that also that dissolution is the dissolution of shame, the dissolution of what should be or could have been, the dissolution of what is not. The naturalness of everything and what's appearing is just seen as it is. The filter of hope, the filter of belief, when it's obliterated, it's seen clearly. It's kind of funny because today is Good Friday and I grew up Catholic. It's just a story. And this is supposed to be the resurrection. Or, I know. Dennis is shaking his head over there. So the destruction of the belief in a Messiah, the dissolution of a belief in a guru, the absence in the belief that there's someone else that can help, the collapse of all of the sages, is the unconditional freedom that's being expressed here. The destruction of the authority or the authority figures. The lack of meaning or the loss of meaning. The failure of purpose. The seeing that there's no levels. The thrill of the unknown. The woo in free falling. It's the unconditionality that is happening and not happening. And in this apparent dissolution of hope, the dissolution of fear, the dissolution of faith and belief, it could become a grieving of nothing, an emptiness. For some characters, it could be just be, oh, it's always been this way. There's never been anyone here. Some characters, it's a gradual deepening. Some characters, it's just a wow, a stunning wow. But all of that is stories as well. They say that comparison is the thief of joy. So a lot of people come here and to compare notes to see where they're at or where they're not, or where do you want to be. So this is an expression or a suggestion that is also an idea. So this is a dissolution of all of the ideas of what should be, because nothing could be when it's already is. This is already is. This is already the perfect unknown. This is the perfect unknowing. Let me go back to the dissolution of belief, because that's what we were talking about earlier. The dissolution of that authority figure, or that there is, in spirituality, in religion, there is this belief that something greater than me can help me. In spirituality, it's the higher me can help me. So when all of that is dissolved, what's left? This stark naturalness of everything. Whatever is, is. All that there is this, and there's nothing outside of this. So when those filters are seen as illusory, the belief, the hope, the understanding, the knowing, the authority, all of that, when that is all discarded, no one can discard it because it's never there, then the stunning clarity of what's happening, the ordinariness of things, the shitty, the shifty, is what is. So there's no, even the preferences are empty. So anything that arises, even that chatterbox or in the morning, whatever happens, is just what's happening. There's nothing to be discarded anymore, because what was blown away or blown off or blown up is that belief that something needs to happen or something needs to be achieved, that there's something other than this. There's something better than this. There's something lesser than me. There's something higher than me. When the me is out of the equation, everything is in an equal playing field. Everything just becomes play. A play of light, the illusion of time, the felt sense of realness, that this is really real, that this is really happening. The dropping away of awareness, the seeing through what consciousness is. It just becomes this joyful nothing and unknowing. And that's what's apparently just happening. Nothing is happening. Empty is fullness. Everything is as it is. There's nothing outside of this. Stillness appearing as movements. Silence appearing as sound. It's just the normalness. It's just the sitting on a chair, talking on a mic. Eating, chewing, whatever is happening is just what's happening. And there's no one that it's happening to. The simplicity and the death of that illusion, the death of that illusion of enlightenment, the departure of that specialness. These are just suggestions, but let's talk about it. If you want to talk about it, you can raise your hand. You can write a question on the chat box here. We can talk about what we talked about earlier. You can bring that up again, or if you just want to chat. Or if we ran out of questions, we can just do eye gazing. I'm just joking. I used to do that when I was a teacher. We used to do eye gazing. Hey, Sheer.
Do you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Hi again.
Hello, hello.
Hello, hello. Emerson, actually, everything is simply as.
Everything is simply
Is.
is. Yeah, yeah.
Simply is.
Yeah.
And nothing actually happened.
Nothing is happening. Yeah.
Because everything is just one. Or move.
Everything is whole. Yeah.
Because everything is the same movement.
You can say that. Yeah. Yeah.
That's just intellectually I can say.
Yeah.
Nothing else. Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you. Oh, there's a question here. Hey, Emerson. Yes, please. Let's do some darshan. I can't remember what it means now. And what does darshan mean again?
I'm not actually sure what it means, but I know when I've done it, they've looked in your eyes, or you've bowed and then looked into their eyes, or
It's an energetic kind of like sharing, right?
yeah,
You know, that kind of thing.
yeah,
Yeah. Let me sit with the guru and let me share his energetic field or something like that.
yeah.
Yeah.
So at the beginning of a meeting, we'll sit there and we'll just
Yeah.
sort of like gaze at everyone and like that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. So then I can get to bow. You see, Emerson, you get what you want, really, don't you? I mean,
Yes, Caroline. Caroline goes, I've done my best to follow, but it seems like this person doesn't want to hear that. Yeah. This is very difficult to hear because this is a challenge, you know what I'm saying, to all of the belief system. It's a it it starves the seeker because the seeker is looking for something, and what's being presented here is that there is nothing to seek, that there's nothing to follow, there's nothing to understand, there's nothing to get. So it's challenging because this is a starvation. It's not really addressing anyone here because it doesn't see anyone. This is just an expression that everything is already complete. Everything is already this and this not. Hey, Carol. Ali, hey. Oh, I can't hear you.
You know, Emerson, I love the teeth of joy. I really do, because there's no one there to compare anything.
Yeah.
You know, since there's nothing, because in the self-sense of separation, there seems to be like a process, you know. People like say the me and no, the me being, no, meing and being, and you know, and some speaker would say, oh, that was the final the me never came back.
Yeah.
So that's why I love so much the thief of joy, because there is like it's impossible to have a like comparison, since there is no one there to
Exactly. Yeah.
to compare.
Yeah.
And it's like here when like the self separation, I don't even know how to say it, but there was a sense of a separation.
Yeah.
It wanted to position, the me wanted to position itself, and there was that need to know that position.
Yes. Yeah.
That's really
It's a very persistent, right? It's persistent. The persistent illusion that I am here, that I am that I am, and it inserts itself over and over again. It's a very reinforcing mechanism of something that's not even real. It keeps on. The story keeps on generating this story to maintain, that it's real, because the illusion or the dream of separation is to be able to hold this glass, right? That's separation. To be able to talk to you is separation. To be able to respond back and forth is separation. But really what's happening here is that this is not talking to anyone. It's not even talking to itself. Talking is not even happening. Nothing is happening. And as confusing it is, it's also very obvious. It's very obvious.
Yeah. Thank you, Emerson.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Anne, go ahead, please, Anne.
Oops. Non, pas ça. J'ai-tu enlevé?
Oui.
Okay.
Let me.
Hello, Emerson.
Hi, Anne.
I don't know, things like I am, and this is it. Sort of like this is story, but it's conditioned on some level to not be it, but a story of it. So this is not really it.
It is and it isn't. It is a story and it's not a story. It is an illusion. It's also emptiness. And it's happening. It's also not happening simultaneously. But it's wholeness. That is not separate.
Yeah.
It appears as anything and everything, but it's not really appearing at the same time. It sounds like I'm talking in a riddle right now, but it's not a riddle actually. It's just trying to express in its as simple as possible that what seems to be happening is also not happening. What seems to be appearing is also not appearing. So the illusion is also this felt sense of reality, which is also emptiness.
Exactly.
Mhm.
Exactly.
Can I say, if there was a war going on,
Yeah.
there would be a certain discomfort
Yes, of course. Yeah.
around that.
Yeah.
So
of course.
if your life is like that, can you see what I'm saying? It's
Yeah, of course, yeah. Of course. For example, you know what I'm saying, if in the dream there is a body, for example, that needs constant care, like it has illness or something, then it would be discomfort, right? That's not what
Yeah.
you're talking about. So again, the
No,
dream, bless
I
you.
mean, it's almost like a war.
Yeah.
It's like
So,
there's constant things
oh, okay, I
that
see what you're saying now.
going
It's like
on.
a war kind of like
Yeah,
thing.
yeah, yeah.
So war
So
and peace are
every
happening.
day.
War and peace are happening simultaneously.
Yeah.
There's this peace that you cannot understand that
Mm,
is appearing together with whatever seems to be chaotic. It could
mm,
be a chaos of, chatter or the apparent thinking of something other than this. But when it's seen that that illusion of this chatter and this stillness are appearing at the same time, that it's not even happening to anyone, it's just happening
mm,
and then happening at the same time, then there is a relief. There is a less neurosis on what's happening.
mm,
Because what's seen as this really contracted, really kind of like um real thing that's happening because it feels completely real is also
mm,
seen as illusory, but by no one. It's seen as empty. It's emptiness and fullness appearing at the same time. It's peacefulness and drama
mm.
happening at the same time. So it feels completely real, but it's
Yeah,
also not real.
yeah.
It feels like it's happening to me, but there's no you that it's happening to. There's never been a you.
Okay.
Yeah. And that's what's just obvious, right? There's just never been anyone. And what is being expressed here is that despite whatever might be going on, so I think Oyvind said, it's not just about bliss, right? It's also the shitty stuff.
Yeah.
It could be like I shared this earlier. There was full on crying and grieving with this character
Mm,
when it lost someone. Felt like the chest was going to
mm,
cave in. But also that was also emptiness. It felt completely
mm,
real, but it's also empty at the same time. So
mm,
after this extreme crying, I guess for hours, there
mm,
was almost this lightness, this exquisite emptiness that nothing is happening.
mm,
Especially kind of like a loss, right? It's like a hint of what's happening. There's this persistent reality that you're
mm,
losing someone, but there was really no one at the same time.
mm,
So there's this grief in the illusory, persistent illusion that there was something that was lost. But there's also relief that it's all empty.
mm.
I don't know if that answers your question, but
Yeah, yeah. This, I guess this theory pops up and it's back to the drama. So,
yeah.
it's almost like I don't know, like the zombie comes up and out of the
Yeah.
swamp.
So there's no one there. There's no one there, right?
Yeah,
So drama seems to be happening. There's this zombie
yeah,
from the swamp that rises,
yeah.
and it's just an idea.
Uh-huh.
It's just this really kind of like contractedness of something that's actually really just emptiness. It's all
Mm,
emptiness in a play of light, in a play of contractedness.
mm,
Really, it's not happening to anyone. So, for example, when I was telling you that there was this grieving and crying here, there was this emptiness, just this emptiness. I can't even explain it. It's almost like the filters are off, that there's no one guarded anymore, that
mm.
there's no one denying anything,
Ah,
that there's no one that is controlling the crying. So it just poured out like a dam, right? It was just like
yeah,
water coming out of these eyes. Must
yeah,
have filled like a glass full of it. Dehydrated body, there was just this
yeah,
full on. So it's
yeah.
not a denial of anything. This is actually when people, well, there's no people, when apparent commentaries are basically saying that this is a bypassing. It's not. This is a full on collision of what's happening. This is a full on smack on.
Uh,
It's like, wow. It's like,
yeah.
wow. When, there's this, when it's sadness is felt, it's sadness that it's so deep it doesn't have a bottom. But when
Uh,
joyfulness also arises, the joyfulness doesn't have any or sometimes, you know, I share this. It's kind of funny because sometimes I'm just sitting on a table and I'm laughing at the refrigerator or something really ridiculous, right? Because nothing is ever caused. So everything is happening uncaused. It seems surreal, but that's what's being expressed here. That nothing is happening and nothing is caused. So everything seems to be a cause and effect illusion, but it's just an illusion because there's no one causing it and it's not affecting anyone.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah. Thank you. I'll push the zombie down.
Oyvind. Oyvind goes, I start to question, agitate when bliss is mentioned, or if I hear other stories. When I hear the message, it relaxes and is amazing. Yeah, the agitation and also the bliss is the same. It's not happening to anyone. So there seems to be an illusion that I am agitated or I am having these blissful experiences or something, but it's just like a roller coaster. But really, don't want in a roller coaster. It's just up and down. It's not really happening. It's just this. Oh no. Someone asked me, can you talk about your religion before? Well, no one actually here had any religion. It's just religion that happened. And it's just a story. It's not really relevant. It's not really relevant. We went a little bit hardcore earlier with the destruction of awareness and consciousness and all that kind of stuff. And that should have eliminated that question about religion, because religion is very much about knowing, and this is really about the unknown, the unknowing. And do you have another question, or did you forgot to lower your hand? Okay. Petra,
Hey,
hello.
no, I'm home again. Um, the fear of missing out. Missed the first and second session, yeah.
Oh,
So now I'm,
I'll send it via email, for people that attended the first and second. And this one actually is going on YouTube because this is supposed to be my regular
right.
meeting. But the first ones, I'll email it to you guys.
That's
I'll send it
good.
to you. I already edited the first one, so it should come out tomorrow morning.
Okay,
Yeah,
cool. Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
Nothing is missed actually, because this every time that this is just being expressed is basically the um the naturalness of everything, the destruction of the belief and all that kind of stuff. It's the same shit that I say over and over again. This is the end. This is
What?
death.
Always the same shit. Come on.
I'm just joking. So
Yeah, me
nothing is
too.
missed because there's no one that missed it.
Yeah. Mm, yeah. And yeah, but it's always good to be together. And I also miss the other folks, of course. Yeah,
Yeah.
it was a long time, and I was
Ye-
wondering how we can reach out to the others, but maybe we figure out something. Yeah,
yeah,
definitely.
yeah, yeah.
Because sometimes um, I we visited friends today, but no one was really interested, of course, and I didn't try to convince someone, of course. Yeah, I'm not the best example for non-duality, of course.
No one is actually.
Yeah, what to say. Yeah. So, yeah. just good to be here now.
Yeah, yeah, I really miss this too. This has been such a fun day. Just a
Mm.
fun day, just kind of like going all out again, and um, uncomfortable conversations earlier, but it is what it is.
Okay.
Thank you, Petra. Robert. Oh, hey, Robert.
Hi, Emerson.
You're back for more.
Yes, yeah. Is it
Apparently.
a right? Yeah, apparently so. Um, would you say that it's a good sign that I don't really have any questions that come to mind?
Um, this is not really about further along or far away from this, right? Because this is already immediate. So anything that comes up, is just another story. But the seeing that the questions are dropping apparently seems to be in a story to be a better story than having a lot of questions. But they're all story. They're equally the same. So you're not far off. You're not better off by having questions or having no questions. Because there's no one there.
Sometimes
There's
it's
nothing to
really,
get. There's nothing to be understood.
I really like your content, and I like listening to this message. Um, but sometimes it's difficult to like stay positive in the face of it. Like sometimes it just hits me in a way, and I just feel like wow, this is too much.
Yeah, sometimes it is. Sometimes because it's the seeker usually looks for some kind of path or a journey or some kind of hope or a carrot, you know what I'm saying? But this is just radical honesty that there's nothing to get. The other kind of like we talked about this earlier, the other teachings or this kind of stuff offers a dangling carrot, but it just keeps you around and around and around in a circle that thinking that there's a you that will get this. So this is actually, I'm gonna admit this is actually really kind at its essence because it's expressing to you, exposing to you that there's no you to get anywhere. That there's no you to get anything at all. And and I wish this is just a story. I wish when I was seeking someone said that to me early on. But that's just a story as well because none of that really happened. In the past, I was just gung ho about everything, and I would jump into the next, bus tour that takes me to awareness or consciousness. All of these fancy words that's just keeping me around in a cyclical loop of seeking, thinking that I'm getting anywhere, and when you get somewhere, they tell you there's a different level, or there's another intensive workshop coming up, or,
Yeah,
or there's another teacher, or there's another one. So this is the dissolution of all teachings, that there's nothing to teach. This is like a sober look that it does sound really grim, but since there is no hope and there's no path and there's no journey and there's nothing, nowhere to go, it's already free. Isn't that awesome though? It's already
yeah, that's
completely
cool.
free.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Unconditionally
there's like
free,
a
meaning
yeah,
that whatever arises, in this you know, um, apparent story, it could be disastrous, it could be blissful, since it's seen as already perfection, as a perfect that there's no one there, then there is an easiness to everything. Rather than, when I was a spiritual teacher, when death happened or whatever, I tried to keep it in. The character tried to keep it all inside and had to be, but it was really suffering inside. So this is an all-out, full-on expression of what is. That also there's no one. Yeah.
I hate that. I hate trying to keep things in and have like rules, like for how
Yeah,
I
this
should
is
breathe or do anything. Like just
yeah.
trying to keep things in or have certain thoughts and stuff. It's really tedious.
Well, when you practice the breath of absolute, then all of that. I'm just joking. That's what we're talking earlier. There's no practice to it. um, there is no practice to this. There is no escape to this. Once the escaping and the imaginary, locating something that is not this. When it's seen that everything is just happening as it is, and when it's seen that there's no one that it's happening to, then there's this relief. There's no more pretension, there's no more facade, there's not trying to be, there's no authority. There's no one pleasing anyone. And there's no FOMO. Because
Yeah.
everything that appears is just this, and there's no guilt and there's no shame because no one has done anything. You've not done nothing wrong, you've done nothing right. Because there's no you. That's really fucking radical, isn't it?
Yeah, it's like
Yeah.
about as radical as it gets. Yeah.
Yeah. So there's no practices, there's no purpose, there's no meaning, there's no path, and it's just stripped naked. This is stripped naked. This is just raw. As real as it gets, apparently. It's just seeing that nothing ever happens, and it's not happening to anyone. Oh, FOMO means fear of missing out. Because there's no one that's missing out. FOMO. Yeah, so there's whatever that appears is just what appears, and there's nothing outside of this. It's not a set of rules, it's not a set of steps. It's not, I'm lesser than or more than you. It's the revealing that the veil, when the veil is apparently lifted, there's no veil, that everything is ground zero. Everything is empty. There's no one more than or less than. There's no one ahead of you. There's no one behind you. There's no one to help. There's no one that can help you. If helping happens, that's just what happens. But there's no more agenda. There's no guru. There's no teacher. There's no codependency. There's no taking away the power and giving away all the power. It's just the plainness of everything. It's the naturalness of everything. Kind of like a safari. That's a wrong example right now, but... Or kind of like a garden that's untended. Wildflowers grow, die, whatever. Butterflies, bees. It's just what is.
Thank you, Emerson.
Thank you, Robert. Dennis. Hey, Dennis.
Sure. Okay, I'm unmuted. First of all, thank you very much for the conversation you just had with Robert. That was right on. It really was a beautiful song to me, listening to it. What I want to talk about for just a few minutes is I grew up in a exceedingly conservative religious world, not Catholic.
Likewise, yeah.
Yeah, and and I'm surprised it didn't take a bigger number on me than it did. I remember that they didn't drag me a whole lot to these church events, but I can remember like 7 or 8 years old at that young age, I was being told about hellfire and brimstone and all that, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
And there was something in me that said, no, this is absolute bullshit. If it's real, I have no hope whatsoever. So why pay any attention to this stuff whatsoever? And so I've done my best to ignore all that religious stuff ever since that age. Yet I kept wondering why, as if, I want to reason, I kept wondering, why did I say no when everybody else in my age group, is all, they all fell for the whole kit and caboodle of what was being thrown out there. But then I began to realize later on, just thinking about it recently, that it was around that time that I began to have these aha, wow, gaps, glimpses. And I wonder if it's just a resonance that was taking place, something in me, not the me, you, that was saying no to all that being bullshit, but there was the resonance of the oneness seeing that and saying, no, don't do that nonsense. What's your comment on that?
You just generated a story to make the story real. Let me put that.
Oh, I like my story.
It's a good story, though. But in the story, what seems to happen is that there is this resistance to, there seems to be some characters don't like authority, like a little bit rebellious, a little bit punk. You know what I'm saying? That's
Yeah.
probably what you probably had a mohawk before there, Dennis.
No, I was exactly the opposite. I was the best little boy in the world.
Were
I
you?
towed the
Okay.
line, but it was all a front. It wasn't real.
That's what I'm that or leading a double life, you know what I'm saying, at the front of,
Yes.
of everything in this story. It was very similar here, that there was this questioning. There's got to be something better than this. There's got to be, which was a curse and a blessing, for this character, because it kept
Hmm.
on seeking and seeking, and all of these seeking energy, whether it be seeking for, so it just kept on different. It there was a feeling, a sense that this character was in jail or in a straitjacket in religion, and it tried to wiggle out of it and thought that it went to a different, it got free by finding spirituality. So spirituality, and then starting to meditating and everything, and became a teacher. And there was another kind of like jail. It's kind of like you open the door, you think that you got out, and here it is again. So there's this incessant, or this persistent seeking to get out of the jail cell. So what's being
Yes.
expressed here is that there's no jail. There's no jail. There's never been any jail, because the one that thinks that it's imprisoned and the prison are both illusion. So whatever's happening
Apparently,
is
this
what
this
is.
person enjoys the illusion because he keeps playing the game of being in jail. Give me the damn key to the door so I can get out, so I can look back and realize there never was a jail, there never was a door. I got
It's
it.
actually
Thank you.
very
Thank you.
yeah, it's actually very easy, because it's all of this narrative that keeps us, the narrative that I have to get out, that there's something better than this, that there must be, when it's going to happen to me. It's the story generating a story to keep the story alive and kicking. And there's nothing wrong or right about that. It's kind of like what Einstein said: reality is an illusion, albeit a very persistent one. It's a very persistent illusion, and it keeps on going. And it's almost kind of like, as I said, mentioned before, it's almost like seeing that this narrator and the narrative, when you pull out, when the camera pans out, then you see that it's just a play, that there's no one playing it. So even this feeling of feeling trapped and feeling kind of like that there's something that needs to be gotten is a play, because the play is hide and seek. I'm looking for something. I'm seeking for something. There's got to be something better than this. But the something better than this is also this. It's in everything. It's in the discomfort. It's in the comfort. It's in the bliss. It's in the shit. It's in the shift. It's in everything. It's unavoidable.
Einstein was also quoted as saying, the only reason time appears to exist is so everything doesn't happen at once. I love that one.
Yeah, that's a good one too.
Okay, thank you.
All right. Thank you. David. Hey, David.
Oh, hello. Oh, hi. Finger trouble. So so the self is like the illusory self, or the apparent self, is like the red herring, really, isn't it? We all tend to focus upon this self, or this illusory self, and yet it's actually the entirety of reality that is the illusion.
The perceiver and all of its perceived is the illusion, right? Everything that it perceives, everything that it the funny thing about that too is everything that it perceives is also empty. It's also emptiness. So it's in there. So it thinks that it has to change its perception. It thinks that it has to find a different way of seeing. It's something that I'm not seeing. You know what I'm saying? What does he have? But it's in all of that. It's in the comparison. It's in the FOMO. It's in the fear of missing out. It's in everything.
Yeah.
Because nothing is ever missed. Nothing is ever lost. Everything is appearing as completely as it is. The madness about this is that there is seeking happening, but the seeking is emptiness seeking emptiness. But it cannot seek.
Yeah.
Yeah, because
I guess
it's
what I'm
already
saying,
empty.
Yeah,
Or
I guess
whatever
what I'm
words
saying,
that you might want to use.
Right. I guess what I'm saying is that for a long time, I was thinking, I need to I need to drop away. You know, I need to see
Yeah,
through
yeah,
this.
yeah, yeah,
But not realizing that actually everything that I perceive is the illusion, because I'm projecting all of it.
yeah.
Is that right?
There's no one projecting it. There's no one
Yeah,
projecting.
yeah,
It's
yeah,
just
yeah,
what's
yeah.
happening.
Yes, I know. Yeah, yeah. There's no, and it's all empty. Yes,
It's
it's
yeah,
not happening.
yeah.
Yeah. I've got a question for you, right? And
Sure,
it
sure.
regards time.
Yeah,
So in the absence of linear time, it kind of
Yeah.
destroys the past, it destroys the future.
yes,
And in the absence of the future and the past, it destroys the present.
that's right.
Now, when I hear non-duality speakers talk, it's not uncommon to hear them say that, you know, once you know, they saw through the veil, or however you want to put it, it's then seen, and this is the surprise. This can be the surprise. It's then seen that it never happened at all.
That's right.
But
Yeah,
that statement is coming from the other side of infinity, if you will.
yeah,
It's that statement is coming once time has truly been destroyed,
that's right.
and
Yeah.
yet the statement itself
Appears in time.
is leaning upon linear time.
Yeah, because
So
it can
why-
only be
so-
spoken in time, right? Because
Right.
you can't
Yeah,
really
okay.
speak in timelessness.
Yeah.
But
Yes.
so that's why I do
Yes.
analogies. For example,
Yes.
you know, the way that I
Yeah.
express it is that, you know, all that, you know, when all that 20, you know, 10, 50, I don't know anymore, right?
Yeah.
Collapses, right? And it's
Yeah.
seen as a whole dream, a whole dreaming. It's like the continuous dreaming. I'm like,
Yeah.
oh wow, it's all a dream. It's
Yeah.
always been this way.
Yes.
It's there was never a time. There was never anyone. Again,
Yeah.
if you take out the equation of the seeker, of the illusory, when it's seen that there's no one here, then the one that's also a timekeeper, the one that's experiencing time. So everything, as I said, everything that it perceives collapses. It's a dissolution of everything,
Yeah.
right? Because it's like, so if there is no one here, who is experiencing time then? Who is experiencing this felt sense
Yeah.
of realness of holding a cup and holding all of that? Because that's what collapses. That's what's seen through, is the transparency that everything is just happening and it's not happening to anyone. It's that obviousness, right? It's kind of like, so everything, all the response that is appearing from here is coming from this unknowing. It's not coming from a knowing, because there's no knower here anymore. There's no more statements. All I could really express is the response that there's never been anyone here, and the obviousness of it, and everything else that kind of like connects to that, like free will, because there's no one here. It always goes back to, well, there's no one, never been anyone here, so who's going to have a free will? Or cause and effect. Since there's no one here, cause and effect is not happening. Since there's no one here, there's no subject and object. So I said it's the dissolution of all the belief system that you strongly held on to, because the you that strongly holds on to that is non-existent.
And is there a difference between the you or the sense of being a you?
No.
Is there a difference between the two?
No,
Because
not
we
really.
sometimes talk about the self dropping, and
Yeah.
then we sometimes differentiate that and talk about the sense of a
this-
self.
Yeah, the
So
sense,
it seems like we could almost say, yeah, there's definitely no self.
yeah,
but
but
we
there
will
is a
admit that
felt
there is a
sense of
sense of the
realness.
self.
Yes, you can say
Yes.
that. Yeah. For example, in the morning, you know, when this apparent, you know, character wakes up, the sense of wanting to drink water, going to the washroom or something, is a felt sense of realness. But there's no one doing that anymore.
Yeah.
It's just
And
it's
what-
just this body appearing to
Yeah.
grab a glass of water, you know, all of that kind of stuff. Yeah. Sense
And
of
when
hunger.
and when the veil drops or the veil is seen through,
Yeah.
that's also, is it seen that the sense of a self was the veil as well?
It's seen
Because
that
that dropped.
the sense no, it's seen
No?
that the me, the one that is the neurotic, or that persistent, you know, that I am, you know, that I have to get somewhere, collapses. That's what collapses, is the sense that I am real, that I can do anything, that I have control, that I can manipulate things. It's really humbling, because that's ripped apart, right? So it's kind of like it's powerless. It's powerless, because there's no one choosing to do anything.
Yeah.
Life is just happening by itself. It's It's just happening. Everything is just appearing, and it's not even happening. So it's kind of like it's like a hologram, you know what I'm saying, that's just seeing that it's all empty. You're like, oh, nothing is here. There's no brain functioning. There's nothing appearing. All of this is
Okay.
just instant.
Yeah. Okay, Emerson, you've convinced me. Let's do it.
Okay.
Right. What do I do? Okay. Thanks. Thanks for your
Thank
time.
you. Thank
Cheers.
you. It just never made Jim goes, it never made sense to go anywhere for eternity. Yeah. Like, when does eternity start or stop? This is eternity. When there was this apparent, this is just a story again, because there's no one that dropped. When there was this apparent dropping away, it was just seen that, oh, wow, this is all eternity. This is all of eternity. And there's no beginning or end to eternity, because it's eternity. Like, oh, wow, this is infinity. And I noticed there was a dust in infinity. I noticed that everything is in perfect order in infinity, that nothing is lacking in infinity. Just like this. This is infinity. This is boundless. This is free. Feels like the end of constant safeguarding. Yeah, I like that, Oyvind. Oyvind goes, it's when there was this persistent character, that thought that it was real, the persistent illusion that this is really happening. There was this always it almost felt like it was acting, pretending, and always on guard of what it said, and almost felt like limited, almost felt like there were some blinders, or there were certain ways that it can act or not act. So what's being expressed here is that it's almost like the character is set free to be whatever it is, because it's really nothing. All right. And free to be awful, it's only an illusion. Yes, writing to pass time. Yeah, totally. Free to be awful, free to be what? For example, just free to be whatever. It doesn't have to be, there's this concentration and on blissful and the happy and the all that kind of stuff. It's also the shitty. It's also stepping on shit. It's also everything. It's also the crying. It's also the apparent sadness, but it's not happening to anyone. It's the whole spectrum of apparent emotions, but it's not happening to anyone. Yeah. But it doesn't stick as well. It doesn't stick as well. That's what it's like. I was trying to explain to someone. It's like a Teflon pan. It's like water off the duck's back. So there's anger or whatever it is. It just slides off because it's not being held by anyone. Anne, go ahead, please.
I think you've kind of answered it. It's just that kind of.
Oh, what was your question?
When I don't know, it's just So I actually don't have to do anything I don't want to do. I've been in places where people kind of like want to do positive, like want to hug you.
Yeah.
And me, I am like, no, thank you.
Yeah, and that's what unconditional freedom is, right?
Yeah.
It's not. Someone told me it's not kumbaya all the time. It's
Right.
not. It's not eye gazing and looking at or finding our shadows and all that kind of stuff. It's not about any of that.
Yeah,
Right?
because
What appears.
I don't say I love you, and I was in a place and everybody's going, I don't know what was going on, but I obviously missed it. They were going, I love you, and I went, right on. and they were all laughing at me. But I was like, yeah. So, there's nothing wrong with
There's nothing.
that,
There's nothing that's ever been wrong or right.
because it just
There's
kind of,
nothing.
I'm sitting here now, it just kind of like feels like there's got to be something wrong with me if I can't participate in this sort of basic human thing.
What's basic human thing? I don't know what that is. That's just another story, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Really, what's basic human thing? I don't know.
But it's just that thing that some people find it really easy to do that. You know, it's kind of like, but then, yeah, I guess not.
All right.
Thank you.
All right.
Yeah.
Thank you. Kane goes, is joy and unconditional love the same? They're just words. They're just really words. And the one that puts the meaning to it, if the one that puts meaning to joy and unconditional love, is also the same. There's no difference. But in this kind of like talks and everything, unconditional love is something that is really inexpressible. It's hard to really understand what unconditional is, because the character thinks in conditions. So when it even thinks of what unconditional love is, it also already becomes conditional, because it's being interpreted by a conditional character. It's being expressed in duality. So what's being expressed is the one that does not have any kind of boundaries, but it's being understood by boundaries. Is this the end of worry? Worry happens, you know what I'm saying? For example, if but not for anyone. Again, the worrying can like happens, and it slips and slides. It just disappears, right? For example, if my dog didn't eat, of course there's worry that happens. It's happening and not happening at the same time. Caroline goes, at the end of the day, is there someone or is there no one, to be or not to be? LOL. What's seen here is that there's never been anyone. There's only one perceiver, and everything that it perceives, when it's seen, when it's seen through, that there's no one here, there's also no one out there. So there's no 7.5 billion dreamers. There's no one dreaming. There's no one that hears this. There's no one that's talking. This is just an appearance. This is an appearance that feels completely real. This is an appearance that feels separate, but it's just an appearance. And it's not happening for anyone, and it's not happening at all. Oh no. Can you talk about awareness again? I missed the first meetings. I'm going to release the video, but I can't really remember what I talked about, but what was basically expressed was, there's a lot of question about what awareness is, or abiding in awareness, of if this is the same thing as awareness, if this is the same thing that some of the non-duality teacher talks about. What was expressed there is that when this was seen, the awareness, the abiding, the witness is seen as illusory, is seen as dream stuff. Because who's witnessing, who's abiding, who's aware, who is conscious? Even if you say prior to awareness, or the absolute awareness, those are just another idea, something that is, everything that comes up is just a story. Everything that arises, the story about enlightenment, the story about I am or I am that, it's just a story. It's coming from dream characters. So this is just an exposure that everything that seemingly is learned or seemingly is understood or seemingly is believed is just an illusion. It's just another merry-go-round of illusion to keep the illusion running. So it's an illusory expression in an illusion, seemingly to get out of the illusion, but it's still in an illusion because the illusion can't get out of the illusion. Sure, please go ahead.
You hear me?
Yes.
Hi.
Hello.
Hello.
Hi.
I just can say that this was the best kick.
Oh,
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for the comments. Thank you. Just an announcement that next weekend I'm going to be doing this all over again. It's going to be 4 sessions per day for 3 days. It's going to be, I'm so excited about it. Please join if you like. It's the exhaustion of the seeker. So this communication is the exhaustion of trying to get somewhere, trying to attain something, trying to know what is. What's being expressed here is the unknowing. It's the poverty of the me, because the me is not there. It's the annihilation of all of the beliefs and ideas, because it holds on to that, even that strand of belief that something can happen. And that belief and that hopefulness, unfortunately, creates a lot of suffering, because it's hoping for something that's other than this. It's hoping for something that is romanticized. It's an exhaustion. Yes, Caroline goes, need to exhaust, indeed need to exhaust oneself. It's just an exhaustion in the it's kind of like trying to attain something. It's when this character was seeking, it was relentless. It looked at all the books, read every single book about consciousness and awareness, tried teaching it, and then until it was just completely exhausted, and just started DJing. Listened to this radical, uncompromising communication, and in the apparent story, there was almost kind of like it just kept on hitting the brick wall, because it tried to go somewhere, and it kept on leaving bankrupt. It wanted to, have some. It had some interest, and it thought it came in with a healthy portfolio of karma points. And then when it's seen that all of that karma points and all of that selfless service and all that kind of stuff is coming from a selfish intention to get somewhere, to get enlightened, to find blissfulness, and it really kind of like it kept on. It didn't know that it kept on reinserting itself over and over again. The moment that it's on the dharma, that this is my purpose, this is my thing, the moment that it has to do its karma, it tries to do this and do that, and then it's almost kind of like a schizophrenia. The character is just ping-ponging in getting and losing, attaining and not attaining, purifying and debauchery, whatever it is. It just keeps on ping-ponging, and it was just really madness. It just kept on going. It had a FOMO and everything, and then shame and guilt, regret, and then pride, and all of this, and then blissfulness, and then thinking that I'm better than everybody else now, or thinking that I have reached spiritual maturity now. Until one disaster happened and blows it all away. So what's being expressed is that this is already the shitty, the shifty. When shift happens, when shit happens, it's all that there is. It's a sobriety, and the intoxication of spirituality and religion, and the highs and lows of seeking, and the highs of thinking that it got something, and the lows in thinking that it lost it. There was a period in his character that it kept on thinking that it kept on getting glimpses and glimpses by practicing awareness, consciousness, doing mantras, doing all sorts of things. But it was just maintaining the story. It kept on maintaining the narrative that I am. And then the I am becomes a small I am, a small me, a big me, underground me, no me, pretending. You know what I'm saying? It was madness. But since it's seen as a story, now it's kind of like, I can't believe that happened because it didn't really happen. Petra, hello.
Oh,
Hello. How are you doing?
okay. Fine. There's no path. There are no signs on the path. But anyway, when things are not as sticky as they were before, it's kind of a sign, isn't it? I found myself getting really angry 2 days ago, and I took a bowl and smashed it on the floor, and that was it. Then it was over. It was not sticky, not at all.
That's also emptiness. There's no 50% me or 10% me. Or there's no kind of like, oh, there's 25% of me left. All it takes is 2 more meetings with Emerson. No, it doesn't work that way. So what you're describing is already it. But there's a preference that you think that that's not it.
Yeah, of course, I want to get away from the stickiness of things.
So the stickiness is also what's happening. There's nothing wrong or right about the stickiness. It's just a languaging of something that's already whole. The shifty and the sticky are the same. The glimpse and the non-glimpse are the same.
And the thinking there's still something wrong is also it. Okay.
It appears in everything. It's in everything and everything. And it's so silly because it's like a child's play.
Mm-hmm.
It's like a child's play when it's seen that it's like, oh wow, it's emptiness playing with emptiness, or wholeness playing with wholeness, playing in separation, infinity playing in fractured. It's funny, but it's also beautiful because when this felt sense of realness hits, like grief, sadness, or just joy in walking your dog, or the trees, or just seeing the trees, that it's stunning.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
the joy and the sorrow are both stunning.
Yeah, I see there's still a comment. It's like this. Is it? Yeah. Okay. Thank you.
Thank you. Love you. Emptily. Antonella, hi.
Hi, Emerson.
How are you? Are you in Hawaii right now?
No, I'm in California.
Nice.
Yeah. Thank you. For nothing. Thank you. Thank you.
Oh, there's no one here, but it's beautiful, huh? It's just this, whatever this is, the unknowing, just this unfolding nothingness, and this everything, nothing and everything.
Nothing and everything.
Yeah.
I can't stop to thank you. It's so wonderful, looking at the screen and seeing all of us.
Yeah.
So much love.
Yeah.
It's so beautiful.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you so much.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. Bye. Thank you. David.
Hello again.
Hello. Hello.
Hi. I'm starting to even feel like a bit of a broken record here because
Oh, that's all right.
all I'm doing is I'm just revisiting old concepts which I've spent the last 3 years looking at anyway. And I know it's not going to get anywhere and it's just happening, I guess, on its own. But it's I'm keen to try and get a slightly better understanding of this thing about not why. I guess I'm not asking why, because the answer is everything's empty. It's nothing arising as whatever I'm asking. But it's like, this is already everything.
Yeah, there's nothing outside of this.
So this is the Alpha and the Omega. This is the Big Bang. This is the end of the world. It's everything all at once.
It's the Genesis. Yeah, it's everything.
There's no linear time.
No.
So it's this and it isn't this, and it's appearing and it's disappearing simultaneously, and it's empty and all the rest of it.
Yeah.
And I'm just thinking, why aren't dinosaurs walking down the high street right now? If this is everything,
it's in the apparent, in the apparent illusion of time. There is a linear form, right? So we're at this apparent time where there's no dinosaurs.
Say that again. No, don't.
So in the apparent illusion, there is a trajectory of time. There's a beginning and an end.
Yeah.
So in this apparent illusory time at this very moment, there is no Otherwise, it will just be kind of like but it's an illusion. It's an illusion.
So it's an illusion that the dinosaurs aren't here.
There's no dinosaurs. Everything is an illusion. There's no planet. There's no Earth. There's no time.
Right, okay.
There's no sun.
Yeah. I did a bit of self-inquiry, and I did at one point concede that there was no brain, and I could almost see it. There is no. So I kind of get what you're saying. That there isn't the dinosaurs and all the rest of it. But it's just trying to get my head around this. Everything is here. There isn't a here, but everything is kind of almost happening at once.
All that there is this, because there's only one perceiver. There's only one illusion. And that illusion, you think that there's separate individuals here, or there's a you and a me, but there's only one illusion. And the illusion is looking at itself.
Yeah, and it's trying. The illusion is trying to crack the illusion as well.
It can't, because the illusion can't get out of the illusion.
The
me can't get out of the me, because it's the illusion. What kind of illusion would it be if it can be cracked?
Yeah. And there's only what's apparently arising. There isn't what isn't arising.
That's right. Yeah, it's just what's arising.
Yeah.
What's apparently arising is just it's everything. It's everything.
Yeah.
Even when you say that, how about say Paris? That's just another idea. That's just another story. All that there is this. You could also say, well, what about the past? I have a picture of my when I was a child. That's also appearing simultaneously as a past. It's a brilliant illusion. Again, it's a very persistent one. It seems completely real, because everything is supported by as movement, as pictures, as something that happened in the past. But like in a dream, everything that happens in a nighttime dream also is very persistent. You can't tell that it's a dream until you wake up. Or sometimes there's dream that seems very lucid. So this is lucid dreaming right now. When there's a resonance, there's a lucidity to it. They're like, okay. Or some people, listening to this communication, people black out, meaning that they just don't even hear what's being said anymore. There's just this emptiness that's happening. Or sometimes someone told me that they were driving and they got home, and or someone, it's just all a story, but this is a disruption of that illusion. It's basically kind of like saying, hey, this is not really happening. There's really no one there.
Yeah.
And there's
Yeah.
no one here saying that. This is just
Yeah.
appearing in the wholeness of that dreaming.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Great. Love it. Thank you very much.
All right. Hey, Caroline.
Hi, can you hear me? Sorry, can you hear me?
Yes, I can. Yeah. How are you?
Okay, I'm fine, thank you. My English is not very good, so sorry
No
about
worries.
that.
No
I'm
worries.
going to try to do my best about it.
No worries.
Okay. What did I want to say? Yeah. The thing is, I keep repeating and thinking the same stuff over and over again.
Yeah.
And I've been doing that for, I don't know, a year, 2 years, 3 years now. And it keeps going on and on and on and on, and always the same stuff. It's not a matter of understanding.
No.
Why can
It's just. Sorry. Go ahead. Continue.
no, that's, I mean
So the repetition that seemingly happened, that's seeming kind of like it's kind of like a merry-go-round that's keep on happening, right? Is just a story repeating itself over and over again. It's a story that keeps on reinserting itself over and over again to make the story real, right?
Yeah.
Because it's almost like, and there's no choice in that story because it just keep going in a cyclical pattern. But once it's seen that that cyclical pattern is all empty, it's all emptiness. All the stories that are repeating over and over again, behind them, I'm just trying to make a story here, is really empty. It's really nothing. So even the seriousness of it is really nothing. So nothing is really happening. It's just all, there's just this seriousness, right? This heaviness sometimes to it. But the seeing, what's being expressed here, what's being exposed, is that they're all empty. They're all dream stuff. So if it feels heavy, so what? You know what I'm saying? Until it's seen that heaviness and then all that kind of stuff is really nothing happening. There's really no one doing this.
but there is an attempt, I don't know, not an attempt, there is something, an energy that wants to move away, to expand. No?
Yeah. So there's this illusion that there's a contracted energy, right?
Yeah.
This kind of like
Yeah.
contracted energy. But what's being revealed, even that contracted energy is also boundless. It's just an illusion. It's also
Okay.
boundless, appearing as contraction, because everything is just whole. There's no separateness whatsoever. Everything that's appearing is like a dream that's not really happening. Although it feels completely real, it's like, this really sucks. You know what I'm saying? When that's happening, because it seems really heavy. But by thinking about it, there's no one choosing to do this. But what's apparently happening is that it keeps on getting kind of like a rerun, because it's getting stuck in that. The immediacy and the intimacy of this is that there is nothing happening, just cigarette smoking. Just it's already beautiful. The nodding the head, it's all emptiness. And even the thought that that this is really contractedness right now, it's also emptiness. So it's all empty. It's all nothing. Even that is nothing.
Okay.
Yeah.
Great.
Yeah. Call me sometime. We'll talk about it. We'll explore nothing. All right, Caroline, thank you.
Thanks.
Thank you. Anne. Hey, Anne.
Emerson.
How are you?
There's only one perceiver.
Yeah. And it's an illusion, so there's no perceiver, really.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So there's no one else.
No one else, yes.
It's
Yeah.
that's,
No one has ever thought about you, Anne.
Oh wow.
Yeah. No one's no one's thought shitty about you, or no one's thought good about you. No one thinks about you.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's the illusion of others, but it's a really persistent illusion. There's the illusion that there's someone else. There's the illusion of many different, ideas and all that kind of stuff, but they're not really happening. There's this persistent, realness, this felt sense of that this is happening, that this is what's going on, but it's not really happening at the same time. Beautiful, isn't it?
That's wow. There's no wow. No one,
Wow. Unconditional wow.
so I think when people, so empty fullness, it's always, to me, applied to objects, and
everything is empty fullness, not
Yeah.
just objects, your thoughts, your ideas,
yeah.
your breath of absolute. Your meditating, everything is empty fullness. Your morning poop is empty fullness. Sorry. I'm such a rascal. Everything is. There's nothing excluded. The shitty thoughts, everything. Even that sinister thinking, the holy and the holy moly, and the absurd and the dirty is all empty fullness. There's nothing separate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Thank you, Anne.
Thank you.
Sure.
Hello.
Hello.
I just think to ask you, is there something the person can never experience something if he don't know about the thing?
There's no person experiencing anything.
So experience can happen.
It's just
with
happening.
knowing.
Yeah, everything is just happening. Simplifying it.
Yes.
Yeah.
But with knowing or without knowing.
Yes. There's no knower as well. So there's the illusion of knowing, or but there's really no one knowing.
Yeah.
No one knows.
No one knows. But no one knows, but everyone knows. The problem is knows.
Apparently, yeah. Apparently, there's a whole bunch. There's so much experts about what can't be spoken about. There's tons of them. Yeah.
Thanks a lot.
Thank you.
Thanks a lot.
Thank you so much, here.
Thank you yourself.
Thank you. Petra goes, thanks for reminding me that there's no mind. Yes, there's never been any mind. We're going to have some mindful meditation later. I'm just joking. There's nothing wrong or right about that. I'm going, this last 3 sessions going to get this character in so much trouble. Especially the first 2. That's not released publicly, actually. I'll send it to you guys via emails. Nothing ever happened. It's so easy to see when we're together. Yes. There's this, apparently, this is just a story, when there seems to be an exhaustion of this, really kind of like, contractedness, and it keeps on hitting a wall over and over and over again, that there is nothing happening. There's no one. It's just repetition. It's almost like, that's why I really like this longer formats, because there seems to be an exhaustion at the end when the question seems to, yeah, when the question seems to diminish. And yeah, thank you. Caroline goes, do you agree to say that suffering is real, but the cause is unreal? The suffering feels real. There's no cause and effect. When there is a character that believes that they are they are real. Again, that kind of like what I said before, that belief, that knowing, that really thin line of belief. You know what I'm saying? When there's a belief that I am here, then I am gets, after that I am, and if I am suffering, I am this, I am that, then it becomes all too real. When there is, for example, here, when there is a seeing that there's never been anyone here, for example, if there is a situation, it's just seen as a happening. So it's not transformed into a drama series. It's not made into a part 1, part 2, part 3, part 4 sequel. Petra's laughing. It doesn't become a mini series. It doesn't have a sequel. It doesn't become, it's just seen as what's happening. It's just seen as unfortunate happening sometimes. It's just what is. But I would love to thank all of you. I can't believe that this day is apparently, that we already did 3 sessions for 90 minutes each. So thank you so much, everyone. I'm going to do another one of these for 3 days for 4 sessions. It's going to be the title should be Exhaustion, Ultimate Exhaustion. It's just the exhaustion of the apparent seeker that keeps on seeking nothing. Thank you so much. I love you guys, and we're
Thank
going
you,
to open up
Emerson.
the breakout room if you guys want to join.
Okay.
Thank you, Emerson.
Thank
Love
you.
you.
Thank you,
Thank you. Love you guys.
Emerson.
Thank you.
Love you
Bye.
so much.
Oh, hi, Gail.
Thank you, Emerson.
Hi, Corey.
Love
Emerson.
Hi,
you.
Petra. Hi, Eliana. Hi, Robert.
Hi.
Hey, Robert. How you doing? Where are your teddy bears? Or, where is it?
Thank you.
Oh, it's there. Share. Oh, Tej. Robert. Oh, I better stop the recording. Sorry.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, everyone. This was
Thank
fun.
you.
Thank you, Emerson.
Thank you, Tej.
Thank you.
Nice seeing you here. Romana and everyone else. And Nancy and Leia and Manuela. Dennis, Ollie, Kim, everyone. Sorry. It's just so great to see all of you.
Great to see you.
Yeah. It felt like
And you.
there's no time, but it felt like a long time, wasn't it?
But it feels so short.
Yeah.
Actually, it was a very short time.
Oh.
There's no time. But yeah, next week you guys come. Hopefully you guys can come. It's gonna be 3 days of 4 sessions each, and it's just going to be an exhaustion. I really like that. I'll get to 5 days, but I love you guys.
Love you.
Love you.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye, Emerson.
Bye.
So much. Thank you.
Ciao.
Your appointment
C'est un peu un jour, peut-être pas le
Oui, mais je sais pas, il y a quelqu'un qui a vu de Pedro.
Ah, OK, un petit peu. OK, on est tous encore,
on est tous
encore là. Mais il y a 33 personnes, il n'a pas. OK, il n'a pas 60, il reste Suzy.
Hey, Ollie.
Hi, everyone. Hi, Nancy. Hi, Eliana.
Hi, Carol.
Hi. Hi, Ollie.
Hey, Anna.
Hi. Hi, Corey. Hi. Und ok.
Ouais.
Et bonne journée, attendez. I guess la photo est bien.
Non, j'allais te dire celle-là aussi.
Ah, je pense que c'est pas là. Déjà dans des rooms parce qu'il y avait 60 personnes.
Ah, ça se peut. Oui.
Ollie and Michelle, I like that picture behind you.
Yeah, beautiful.
Yeah, it is beautiful.
Yeah. IKEA.
Really?
It's yeah.
You have to assemble it?
It's beautiful because it's big, you know. It's a big photo. Yeah.
Is it paint by numbers?
No, it's a picture.
Manuela, do you give one-on-one? Gibst du
Say that again?
Talks auch? Ich habe dir geschrieben, gibst du auch Talks?
Nein.
Schade.
Noch.
Because, I liked it very much when you talked last time in the breakout room, and I thought, well, it would be good to talk to you in German.
Oh yeah, you can totally find me on Messenger. We can just
I tried, but I tried to be friend with you, but I got no answer, so I thought I asked you.
Oh, I'm so sorry I didn't.
No problem. But no problem. No.
But I love to
I try again.
Sometimes to speak in your own language has its own little thing, yeah. Somehow.
Yeah, right. We can also do it in English. I don't mind, but yeah.
Yeah.
So I try again to contact you.
Sure. Oh,
Okay,
thank you.
thanks.
Thank you so much.
Sometimes it's just good if you have someone you can talk to, because I mean, I have lovely friends, but this was such a long time, 2 weeks without you. There's no time.
I'm with you, Petra. Yeah. Same.